It's that time of the year again, the Black Friday sale! Hi guys, JT here, and here is my top 10 games released in 2022 and 2023 that are $10 or less that you should consider in the 2023 Humble Black Friday sale. By using the links provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to these games, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 10 we have Outward, a fantasy RPG with survival elements that offers a distinctive experience despite a few rough edges. The game offers a unique approach to death. Instead of fearing it, you face the consequences of time. Each failure demands time for healing, restocking supplies, and recovering, making triumphs feel monumental. Outward's autosave feature and the absence of traditional reload options make every decision, from lengthy trips without fast travel to battles, significant and demanding careful consideration. The punishing nature of failure, while at times frustrating, adds weight to your successes, no matter how small. Despite its rough edges, Outward's enjoyable survival elements and a sophisticated magic system make it a rare gem in the RPG genre. The game's downsides include occasional frustrations like getting stuck due to world geometry, requiring manual save manipulations. Magic in Outward adds complexity beyond mana management, incorporating physical components and rituals. Spells and skills, when combined, create satisfying and strategic sequences, making the magic system feel like a disciplined science. Outward's world, while not massive, feels expansive due to winding dungeons, hidden caves, and the slow pace of travel. The game's replayability is enhanced by restrictions on skill tree advancement, necessitating multiple characters to explore all possibilities. Co-op play is available, either online or locally with split screen, providing a unique multiplayer experience in a single-player fantasy RPG. While co-op has a flaw regarding quest progress, adventuring with a friend adds to the enjoyment. Outward, despite its flaws, stands out as a gem of an RPG. Its harsh and occasional frustrating design requires thoughtful decision-making, making each choice feel impactful. Outward's an RPG that demands you approach every encounter as if your life depended on it, although you never truly die. At number 9 we have Storyteller, a delightful puzzle game. In this short but sweet experience, you're immersed in a world where you craft tales by manipulating story skeletons to solve puzzles. As a storyteller, your task is to play with characters and concepts, arranging them until you have woven a narrative that aligns with the puzzle's title. The game presents conundrums rooted in timeless narrative structures and tropes, challenging you to create stories within 3 to 6 panels. The puzzles start with basic scenarios and evolve into intricate, cunning, and at times farcical tales, exploring themes of love, betrayal, and jealousy across various genres, from fairy tales to detective stories. The flexibility of Storyteller allows for unexpected twists, enabling you to subvert traditional expectations. The game maintains a tight logic, requiring thoughtful consideration of characters' desires, traits, and relationships. The joy lies not just in finding solutions, but also in the experimentation process, where trial and error lead to unexpected and humorous outcomes. Visually, Storyteller excels with a pitch-perfect interface, making the drag-and-drop plot-building process seamless. Despite its brilliance, the game falls short in terms of quantity and a climactic conclusion. While it can solve the 51 puzzles and bonus objectives in around 2 hours, the game lacks a profound or climactic ending, leaving a sense of underwhelm when the credits roll. Despite this, Storyteller remains a uniquely inventive and chucklesome puzzle game, offering around 120 minutes of charming gameplay. If you embrace the idea of a game that serves up a delightful experience before concluding, you may find Storyteller to be a satisfying, albeit short, journey. At number 8 we have Rainbow Six Extraction, a co-op spin-off of Rainbow Six Siege, offering a thrilling and intense take on zombie co-op gameplay. The game diverges from the conventional Left 4 Dead formula, presenting a precise, grueling survival experience that demands careful strategy and punishes lapses in judgment with its sadistic AI. As you navigate through Extraction's maps, tackling 3 randomly selected objectives from a pool of 12, the game keeps you on your toes, introducing new challenges such as alien enemies called Archeans and hazardous black sprawl goo. Stealth becomes paramount, requiring crouching and careful engagement of enemies to avoid triggering the AI's punishing response. Extraction leverages Rainbow Six Siege's familiar shooting and movement mechanics, providing a satisfying experience for players with thousands of hours in Siege. The game's fragility mechanics, where operators can't regain lost health permanently, contribute to the tension, emphasizing the need for cautious navigation through enemy territory. While Extraction successfully adapts 18 operators from Rainbow Six Siege, each with modified kits for PvE action, some operator gadgets and side gadgets feel situational. The game's difficulty balance is a point of contention, with lower difficulties becoming too easy, and higher difficulties introducing frustrations, particularly with enemy spawn rates. Despite some design quirks and a lack of cohesive campaign structure, Extraction offers around 20 hours of engaging co-op gameplay. However, its replayability is limited, and once objectives are completed, the incentive to continue playing diminishes. Rainbow Six Extraction stands out in a crowded co-op shooter landscape with its distinct, slower and tactical approach, even though it may not be the go-to choice for all co-op gaming preferences. At number 7 we have Far, Changing Tides, an atmospheric puzzle game that immerses you in a captivating drowned world where you navigate the waters in a makeshift boat. The game offers a unique blend of serene sailing and inventive puzzles. Set in a world where civilization has succumbed to rising tides, Far, Changing Tides hands you control of a multifaceted boat, gradually unveiling surprises and expanding the scope of its side-scrolling environment. The game's simple yet engaging mechanics involve managing wind, solving intuitive puzzles, and occasionally enjoying peaceful stretches of sailing with breathtaking vistas. As you progress, your boat transforms, incorporating a clanking steam engine fueled by scavenged junk, adding an intriguing layer of ship management reminiscent of games like FTL or Sea of Thieves. While there is no apparent way to fail or die in a game, occasional challenges arise, such as preventing the engine from overheating or finding scattered fuel sources. Changing Tides introduces submarine capabilities, further diversifying gameplay and requiring you to adapt to underwater exploration. Although puzzles occasionally interrupt the sailing experience, they serve as effective breaks, allowing you to stretch your legs and add variety to the journey. The absence of explicit guidance and text in the game contributes to a minimalist experience, occasionally making puzzle objectives less clear. However, the commitment to minimalism enhances the sense of connection between you and the boat, making moments of open sailing profoundly meaningful. Far, Changing Tides offers a lengthy and rewarding journey, surprising players with multiple peaks and breathtaking moments. The game successfully captures the essence of a peaceful post-apocalypse, creating an expansive atmosphere despite its relatively contained world. Far, Changing Tides stands out with its satisfying sailing mechanics, inventive puzzles, and a beautifully crafted soggy apocalypse, providing an unparalleled sense of connection to the in-game vehicle. At number 6 we have Floodland, a city builder that thrusts you into a post-climate change apocalypse, challenging you to rebuild civilization amid the ruins. The drowned city landscape, cluttered with wreckage, demands creative scavenging. Initial tasks involve scouting and dispatching settlers into the fog of war to find resources, with a primary focus on rubbish used for homes and job stations. The game maintains a hopeful tone amid the post-apocalyptic setting. However, Floodland introduces challenges with limited survivors, demanding efficient management of tasks like wood chopping, rubbish collection, and resource transportation. Unlike conventional city builders, population growth doesn't happen naturally. You must search for survivors in ruined buildings. Expeditions to other islands provide resource rewards and a chance to recruit clans with distinct political identities. Despite the central message of unity, tensions rise as clans, each represented by talking heads, express opposing views. Political decisions, such as passing laws, influence clan relationships and can lead to crime and unrest. While moving clans to separate islands resolves disputes, it poses challenges in managing a spread-out society. Floodland, despite its hopeful tone, demands constant micromanagement, making survival and societal rebuilding a grueling task. The slow pace of technology acquisition and limited research points contribute to the game's challenging nature. Performance issues, particularly during fast-forward mode, affect the overall experience, and occasional choppiness is present. The attempt to emphasize people falls short, with static clan leader portraits and unidentifiable settlers, making it difficult to connect with the characters. Despite its compelling exploration element and logistical challenges, Floodland falls short due to its unlikable political leaders and the absence of a strong emotional connection. While exhaustive and comprehensive, the game struggles to provide a compelling reason to invest emotionally in the survival and expansion journey. At number 5 we have the Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series, a game that brings back the beloved 2D platformers Klonoa Door to Phantomile and Klonoa 2 Lunatia's Veil. Originally from 1997 and 2001 respectively, these classics follow the adventures of the peculiar cat-like Klonoa. The remaster maintains the essence of the originals, featuring Klonoa's unique platforming style and the emotional narratives involving ring spirits and giant bells. Functionally, both games are similar, offering slow-paced, Kirby-like platforming, where Klonoa can grab enemies, launch them, and utilize them for various purposes. The 5x speed button enhances the experience, especially if you're more inclined towards the platforming aspects. The first game might feel a bit basic by modern standards, but the sequel, Lunatia's Veil, impressively holds up with diverse elements, new mechanics, and engaging levels, including exhilarating hoverboard stages. While the remaster remains faithful to the source material, providing a fresh coat of vibrant visuals, it doesn't introduce significant changes. The graphical improvements, however, breathe new life into Klonoa's colorful world. Although the first game might seem dull compared to contemporary indie platformers, Klonoa 2 shines with its inventive ideas and enjoyable hoverboard levels. In a landscape filled with dazzling indie platformers, the Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series offers a nostalgic trip down memory lane. If you have fond memories of Klonoa and his iconic Pac-Man hat, this remastered series is likely to be a delightful experience. And number 4 we have Weird West, a top-down immersive sim where you find yourself knee-deep in a supernatural Wild West, navigating an open world filled with abandoned mines, ghost towns, and isolated homesteads. This single-player experience offers an intriguing blend of micro decision-making and larger narrative concerns. As a bounty hunter, your initial quest revolves around locating a kidnapped husband, setting the stage for constant decision-making, stealth or direct assault, Molotov cocktails, or revolvers. The game's resemblance to Dishonored and Prey, attributed to the creative director's background, is evident, yet it falls slightly short in terms of slickness and creativity. While the murky visual style sacrifices readability for a grungy comic book aesthetic, the top-down combat, though quick, may lack enjoyment due to the complex twin-stick control scheme. However, the game shines in its diverse narratives, with each of the 5 stories functioning as miniature CRPGs, complete with main and side quests, and unique protagonists. The Weird West's strange and supernatural elements unfold gradually, making each chapter a fresh exploration of the overarching narrative concerning ancient entities and the body-hopping passenger. The game's persistent world, shaped by your decisions, allows for meaningful impact, turning settlements into ghost towns or influencing NPC interactions based on your choices. Despite some drawbacks in combat and aesthetics, Weird West is an exciting fusion of immersive sim and CRPG, with a compelling narrative that keeps you engaged throughout. And number 3 we have Afterimage, a magical Metroidvania, emerges as a strong title in its genre, offering a captivating 30-hour experience. As you guide Rennie, an amnesiac woman, and her floating companion Ifri through the lands of Engarden, the anime-inspired narrative begins modestly, but evolves into a compelling journey of self-discovery and environmental exploration. The game's hand-drawn anime-inspired art style brings Engarden to life, with vibrant colors portraying both thriving nature and desolation. The narrative delves into themes of selfish desires, faith, and breaking cycles of violence, providing a rich backdrop to the Metroidvania experience. The environmental storytelling adds depth to each area, enhancing the overall narrative. Afterimage's strength lies in its open-ended sections, requiring careful exploration to unveil the vast setting. Traversal upgrades, like double jumping and underwater navigation, feel satisfying and seamlessly integrate into Rennie's controls. While some platforming quirks exist, the game's precise controls and well-placed respawn points make challenges both enjoyable and manageable. Combat in Afterimage is equally satisfying, offering various weapon types with distinct advantages. The introduction of magic adds a ranged dimension, though its viability compared to weapons may vary. Boss fights are plentiful and challenging, with interesting patterns to memorize. However, the balance can be disrupted by the player's exploration choices, leading to encounters that feel either too easy or overly challenging. Despite some exploits and quirks, Afterimage remains a magical gem for Metroidvania enthusiasts, offering a core experience that engages with its rich world, satisfying combat, and exhilarating platforming. And number 2 we have Rollerdrome, an action-packed game that revolves around performance and style. The game has combat, but winning is not the only goal. It is more about the attitude and showmanship you bring to it. It features the story of Kara Hassan, who is thrown into a roller skating gladiator contest. The game's foundation is simple: skating, shooting, and murdering, but it builds on it to create a thrilling experience. With bullet time reminiscent of Max Payne, timing plays a crucial role in landing shots, and you can only get ammo back from doing tricks like grinds or perfect dodges. The game becomes electrifying when you can balance movement and attack, leading to exciting high-speed runs. Rollerdrome has a vibrant and highly readable sketchy look with retro-future, 70s-inspired design. The game can get incredibly chaotic, but the visuals and sound effectively communicate the necessary information to the player without causing confusion. As you progress, the complexity increases, and you encounter different enemy types that require new tactics. However, the difficulty curve feels perfectly pitched throughout the game. The game encourages players to perform daring moves and chase impossible score multipliers, which are essential to progress through the campaign. The game has modifiers to make it easier, but using them takes you off the leaderboards. Rollerdrome is an accessible game that allows players to enjoy it on their own terms. Overall, it is a single-minded, stylish, and evocative game that is hard to put down. It's a game about putting on a show, mastering a violent dance, and looking good while doing it. It's an excellent game that is almost as fun to watch as it is to play. And number 1 we have NORCO. A point-and-click narrative adventure, stands as a landmark moment for the genre. This debut from Geography of Robots is a captivating exploration of class, identity, faith, and materialism, set against the backdrop of NORCO, Louisiana, and its real-life struggles with capitalism and environmental destruction. The game follows Kay, a young woman returning to NORCO after her mother's death, navigating a surreal tech-noir mystery. Its intense examination of present-day issues, including the gig economy, offers a somber yet humorous experience. In the tradition of classic point-and-click adventures, NORCO features simple puzzles, minigames, and QTEs, emphasizing story immersion. The ensemble cast is a collection of sharply drawn caricatures, reflecting modern social scenes. Private investigator Brett LeBlanc and Catherine's friend Keith add depth to the narrative, exploring unexpected community ties and found family. The mind map system, guiding the story with a connect-the-dots approach, enhances player agency and forces a deeper engagement with Kay and Catherine's decisions. NORCO transcends the typical escapism of video games, rooted in its real hyperlocal setting and drawing from lived experiences. It challenges players to confront real-world issues like class divide, gentrification, and alienation. The game's true protagonists, the Garretts, evolve from mall Nazis to complex characters representing various subcultures and human foibles. NORCO is a bastion of beautifully evocative storytelling, offering refuge or a sobering portrait of a modern dystopia, depending on the day. With a rare ability to build empathy across disparate social identities, NORCO belongs in the highest tier of narrative-driven gaming experiences, scoring highly in the genre. Do you agree with this list? What other games are you considering in the 2023 Humble Black Friday sale? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.